Hello everyone, welcome one more time. Thank you to join me. I want to carry on talking about how I've healed myself. We are in the last video. I was talking about the first part of the internal process. Internal process step one. Today I want to talk about a propose that I have been thinking. Well, I talked about this before, but I want to start with this. Before I said I have a propose for people that is working in this field as a psychotherapist, as a therapist, as a counselor, everyone that is in this field about mental health and things like that. I think it's important to share our life experience to give the people more choice, more they can more options, give them more options. For example, if someone is seeking for help, for a psychotherapist or counseling, but people that is working in this field, we don't know who are they. People don't know who we are. So I think it's important to talk about our life experience, what we have passed through, and how we have been healing ourselves. I will explain now. I had an experience. I was, I think, 15 years old, and I took one session with a psychologist, and after a couple of years that I took that session with this psychologist, I knew she was having domestic violence for her own, in her life. So I'm not saying we are perfect. I'm not saying the opposite. I always said as we are working in this field, we as everyone, not just we, everyone, we all must work with ourselves every day. This is not a work for a couple of months or couple of years. No, it's all our lives. Is because once you are improving or little by little, we need to maintain. We need to maintain that improvement. So I can't imagine, for example, Tibetans monks stopping meditation, for example. It's every day. It's like that with everyone. Once you start working with yourself, be conscious that we can. So I was thinking how people can seek, or how can people choose with who they will decide to be working with as a counselor or psychologist, or psychotherapist or whatever. So I think some people, because other people said, oh, she's very good or he is very good, and I recommend it. Maybe like that, people is seeking for help, or maybe because they visit their space and they like their decoration. I don't know, or because they look very good, very maybe handsome or pretty, or how, or because the energy is, they feel that connection with the person. Well, that's a very good way to do, for if you feel that connection in the first session is amazing, but otherwise the people will be no, will you not, we have one session and then they will say no, no, it's not working, so need to seek for another one, and it be like that, and if we are more open and we explain what we had for life experience. I know it's just a propose, there's no obligation to publish your life experience, as a work in this field. But I think it's very important for us to let people know what have we had in our life, and people can say, oh, I think we her or with him, so that's the thing that was in my mind, and I want to talk with you about this. The second thing that I want to talk is already going into the first part of internal process. The first part of internal process goes in the same time with exercise. Exercise is a very important thing to do. I consider there are 3 aspects very important to work with during our lives, our entire lives, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So physically here is a very one of the three of them aspects are very important. But physically, for example, the exercise is a key. We are energy. We are energy. So, and we are 80% water. What happens with water when water is stuck? It starts to smell bad, and start to accumulate dirty stuff there, So water, to be clean, need to be running, fluid, flowing, running, circulate, so that happened with us too. We are 80% water. Sorry if the percentage is not accurate, but I think we are 80% water. It's accurate. So that's why we need to be in movement all the time. It's all the time. We need to be moving, because we are energy. The energy we need to move. It's like children, for example. People who have children with understand this. That you can have a child in your house for 2 or 3 days without go out. They start to jumping and running, and that is the energy that you need. It's the same with adults. We need to go for walks, for whatever you want to do. But so my advice is I did this in the same time, the internal process in the same time with exercise. So in my case, for example, I decide to do walkings I walk everywhere, as I already explained in other videos. To me, walking is a very important thing to do. When you are walking, you can observe, smell, smile too to other ones that are walking or running. It's of course, my walkings are fast. No, I'm not walking slow. Well, sometimes yes, to relax a little bit and goes up, but most of the time is walking faster. Fast. Yes, otherwise it's no. You need to walk fast and quite fast, and for more than I'll say more than 40 minutes, more than 30 minutes, more than that, So to feel like release and be calm, more the energy is already in the right place, Um, just walking and. During the walking, be aware of your thoughts. Um, yes. So it's important. It's important exercise, whatever you want to do. I'm talking about walking because some people can find it hard to do another kind of exercise with impact in some parts of the body. So yes, exercise, whatever you want to do. I don't know, football, basketball, running, whatever you want to do. But sweating is a good sign that you are doing very well. Yes. Well, this concept that I will be talking now is a very important. I consider it as a virtue. It calls discipline. If we don't have discipline, we won't go up. We won't improve. Without discipline, is nothing is there. Discipline to do our work with ourselves, about emotions, thoughts, be aware, but discipline to do exercise too. That's a key word in this path, as internal process. Discipline to do the internal process, discipline to do your exercise, discipline to do, for example, your job, or discipline to do whatever you want in life. In life is discipline. That's the key to improve. Whatever you want to do. I want to talk about showers. I consider showers well, I am in a culture now, in a country that is people sometimes have baths. Of course, baths are very nice and comfortable and very, very, very nice, but I will recommend having showers in this internal process practice. Showers, when you take a shower, is water clean clean energy, you know, water clean stuff that, for example, if you go out and there is dust, there is you sweat, blah 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 blah. You know, doesn't matter if you live in a country that is cold. You sweat, you know, because you are wearing coats and things. You sweat anyway, or dust is there. You know, so having showers is a good thing to do. I really recommend have a showers very often, you know, every day have a shower would be great, you know. I don't know if you are noticed when people just pass a very strong trauma. There are films that is very they use a lot this kind of essence when people just have a very strong trauma and they go to have a shower and they keep themselves in the shower, you know, for a while. So I'm talking the water is a a great element to use to heal ourselves, and is, I consider, too, a sign that where are you, you know, how are you, for example. I mean, some people don't take showers because they feel depression. When you are depressed, you don't want to take a shower. I don't know if you ever notice it, but when you are in depression, you don't want to take a shower. That's a sign. So I really recommend, and I did this. I do this in my life. Showers are important. I wanted to talk with you about this. Showers, food, drugs, in all kind of cigarettes, alcohol, all food. What kind of food are you eating? All them are signs that you have something there, you know, that you need to work with, you require to work with. So I am very aware all the time what I'm eating, my showers, and addictions, you know, drugs, for example, alcohol, cigarettes, yeah. So showers, food, drugs, are showing you that we need to work with ourselves, that something is there, and you won't feel good, you won't feel fine if that thing is there or those things are there. Food, I want to say I am practicing autophagy. I want to say this is little by little. I reached this little by little, this autophagy little by little. First I did fasting, 15 hours without eat anything, and then I was going up, you know, and then 16 hours, and then 17 hours. Your body is little by little letting you know when you are ready. When I record the video where I explain my life experience, I said that when I was a child, because my culture too In Mexico, if you don't eat 5 times per day, you will die, you know. We have that, not everyone. I don't want to generalize. But yes, our body, when you listen your body, you know when you need food, you know. But we sometimes confuse. Our body is doing the working, is cleaning itself, you know. Our body needs time to clean itself, to clean each cells, you know. If we don't give our body time to clean itself, the body start to be sick and start to okay. Let's start. Our body, let's imagine our body is our house, you know, and we need to clean our house. But the difference is that in our house, we need to do the work. No, in this case, the body itself do that work, but we need to allow the body to do that work. If we don't allow our body to do that work and we are eating all the time, our body start to keep rubbish inside, you know. So that's why illness can appear, reflect in our body, you know. So my way, I am talking about me. My way was I start with 15 hours not eating anything, and then 16 hours, and then 17 hours, and now I am doing 1 meal per day, you know. This is of course, when I go somewhere, or when some days I said I want to try this, you know, and I don't do I don't do that 1 meal per day, you know, that day, and then I carry on. Yes, but it's just talking about what the kind of diet, you know. I think I will talk about this in another video because it's a lot. But I just wanted to explain that take a shower, look after your diet, and notice the drugs, if there are drugs that you are consuming. Obviously, if there are drugs, or there is a drug, it's obvious that there is a thing that we haven't worked with ourselves. There is something, you know. So yes, please, I will be talking about this autophagy and this diet I am doing after, in another video, because it's very long and I want to explain this very well. I'm not saying, it's just talking about me. And if you resonate with this, if you want to try this, it's very welcome. And of course, you can talk with a doctor and talk about this, or seek for information. There are plenty information, but I really recommend look after the diet in the same time that you are practicing, or you are doing your internal process, part 1. The next thing that I wanted to talk to was during the internal process, part 1, as we are working with this, the thoughts that you had before, let's call them the negative ones, the wrong ones, or those thoughts that we don't want anymore in our minds. That's why we are cleaning it and planting again in our field. I explained that in the other video, the last videos. But the thoughts that were there won't go out just because. No, it will take time. So maybe you will feel, because that was my process, I'm talking about my own heal, the thoughts came like those thoughts, but I was aware of it. I was doing something and suddenly boom, I was like, oh, I noticed you are there, So my advice is, don't fight with it. Don't fight with the thought. I didn't fight with the thoughts. I just was like, oh, okay. So the thing that I did was, I know you are there. I don't identify with you, with this thought anymore. And I let this thought go with love. So instead to fight with that thought that you don't want anymore in your life, instead of that, I said this. I said, oh, okay, I'm not identified with this thought. So I let it go with love, And it was all the time that the thoughts came, but it's all the time, It's because if you are saying, for example, let's say you are planting, I am positive, that's a very important, it's a very good example. I am positive. So if you are having a situation, for example, like, I don't know, something that you expect doesn't happen or didn't happen, or not yet, you are waiting. It's like, oh, the anxious, So the thought came and said, no, it won't happen, it's too big, or it's too much, or whatever the thought is. So if you fight with it, it's giving that thought importance. So that's why I'm saying, don't fight with the enemy. It's not an enemy, it's a teacher. That thought is there, it's testing you. Are you sure you want to change this thought? And your mind is sending you this, and you say, yes, I want to change this thought. So I don't want this thought anymore. So I don't identify anymore with this thought. That's okay. So, but it will come, it will be a test there. We will constantly, and we need to be aware of it. Otherwise, it'll be confused. Because you are saying in your internal process, I am positive, but you are allowing the negative thought came, and it's like have a baby. The seeds are they are seeds, so we need to look after the seeds that we are planting. So I was looking after the seeds that I plant in my field, in my mind, So I didn't allow plagues came and to destroy my new seeds, you know. So that's why I'm saying this. I did this. If for you is useful, very welcome. Uh, yes. So there is a phrase that said that says that said when you're thinking, when you're feeling, and when you're saying is the same, you will be in peace and happy and in balance, because you are being consistent and and um, and um, not playing in both sides, you know, just keeping your 2 feet in one side, you know. I was very aware that the thing that I was the virtue that I was planting in my field, in my mind, was the same when I was talking, the same when I was saying, feeling, and the action, you know. So that's why we need to be aware. Yes, for example, if we want to plant in our field, I don't want to criticize anymore to myself or to others, you know. But if you are with, I don't know, in some situation there are people and suddenly they start talking about someone, and you are there, you know, with them, talking about that person too. Well, it's not comfortable, you know, that you are planting in your mind that you are saying. So everything need to be compatible, you know, that you are saying, that you are thinking, and you are doing. So yeah. Yeah, I think it's all that I have for this for today. It's all that I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this is helpful. Of course, yes. And see you in the next video, and to start talking about the second part of the internal process. Thank you so much. Have a lovely time. Bye bye.